Hey everybody, are y'all here? I'm not showing anybody watching, so shoot me a message when somebody's here. I hope you all had a good week. What did everybody do over the weekend? Oh, hold that thought. Go click on the blue chat thing when you're here so we can chat. And you'll see me, I just chatted in there. So, what did you all do this weekend? I went to a wedding. I put up my Christmas tree. I know it's early, but I have like every weekend between now and Christmas booked, and we always go out of town for Christmas, so I kind of like to enjoy my tree for a couple weeks before I have to take it down. Let's see. Somebody messaged me. Vinna. Okay. So yeah, I put my tree up. And then I went to church today. I just got home from church. And I guess that's it. It's kind of, we did a lot, but it doesn't feel like I did a lot when I'm like talking it out to myself. I know Chris had a really awesome in-home party. I hope you're here, Chris. I'm so excited for you and everything that you did this weekend. I have like a slight cold, so ignore my nasally sound here. Is anybody here? Okay, Kira, let me do a screen share and I will show you how to see. Okay, you should see. Oh, that's weird. Okay, you should be able to see. That's super weird. Hold on, let me stop that. All right, let's try it this way. All right, it's still being super weird, but do you see this little chat thing right here? It's blue. Click on that and it will pop up over here and you'll see the group chat. So I'm going to close out of it. When I click on it, it pops up over here. So I'm going to stop sharing because I don't know why it's doing that weird thing there. Let me know if that helped you. Not sure who else was coming tonight, but I hope we have some more people. What are you guys wearing on your nails right now? I have pumpkin spice. I don't know if I showed y'all this manicure, and I have party dress over it. It's really cute. You guys should try it. I got Fractical in the mail yesterday, and I'm super excited to put it on. And Friday Flannel. I don't know which one I'm going to put on first. I'm super excited about them. All right. I want some of y'all to show up and start using the chat, so maybe you can let me know if it's working before we get started. I know a couple of y'all are here watching. You're not seeing the option on your screen, but are you logged into Google at all, or did you just click the link to see this? Because from what when I was doing some research on different webinars this week, it was saying that everybody should be able to use this chat feature. And I know last week that I think Melanie was able to see what I had messaged or put in the group chat last week. Angela, you should be able to just click the chat option on your screen. It's like blue and white. It's the top icon on your screen on the left-hand side. You should be able to click that. Keep messaging me and letting me know what you're finding. Okay, y'all don't have an icon for chat. All right. I can't use another webinar website because they all have a monthly subscription fee and they're kind of pricey. So that's why I go with Google Hangouts because it's free. And Kira just clicked the link. Okay, thank you for answering my question. I guess I'm going to try to do a chat, like a test call with one of you this week. I'll see if I can get a volunteer. Chris is normally my volunteer, to see if we can work it out and maybe work out a different way to do it, because I know that it's an option I saw in Google, or not Google, but YouTube, that people were using it. So I know that this is an option for us. I guess we're just missing a connection somewhere. Thank you for the picture of me wiping my nose, Heidi. I appreciate that. But it's really weird that y'all aren't seeing any kind of chat icon. Can anybody check their email on their phone? Venna, check your email on your phone and tell me if you are getting chats, because last week after I got off of our call, I had emails from you where you had like chatted, I guess. Angela, if you can see the chat, it should be the chat option. Anyways, we're going to move forward. So I'm sorry it's not working. But again, I'm going to work on it. This is really our only option for webinars. So just bear with me here. If we can't chat, I can start a group chat with everybody in Facebook. Maybe that could be an option. So, or if one of you watching this is willing to take a minute and add everybody to a group chat, that would be awesome too. But let's go ahead and get started. Let me make sure I have my presentation up, which is also going to hopefully work this week. Okay. So how did you all like week number 1? Let me know if you can see my presentation. Did everybody kind of, did you feel like you made progress through, I don't know why it's doing that. Did you feel like you made progress through the week? Did you feel like you were able to change anything? I would love some feedback, which would be which would be great if we had the chat option right now. But I would love some feedback on how you feel the call went. Sorry, I was trying to look and see if we could do chat another way. How the call went, or how chat, or excuse me, I'm like all kinds of confused now. How everything went for you during the week. I'd love to hear some feedback and what you feel like you learned through the daily vitamins. I'm sorry that I missed Saturday. I felt really bad about that. So just, bear with me on that. Okay, so you guys know it's all me again, doing your call. I want to congratulate you first off on coming back to week 2. I know it was a lot of work. I've done Power Jam. I'm getting ready to start another Leaders Power Jam with a whole bunch of other Jamberry leaders. So I know what kind of work goes into this, and I know that it's a lot of like digging deep and really like breaking down what your issues are, as far as, not issues, I don't like to call those issues, but what maybe barriers or obstacles you're facing in your journey. So congratulations. I want you all, I know this sounds silly, and my toddler does this because she just learned how to do it, but I want you all to say toot toot and know that that's you tooting your own horn because you did so awesome. I also would love for y'all to post in our group page about any successes that you had this week, maybe because of Power Jam or just in general, like any successes that you had. And also, Venna shared an obstacle that she was facing. Okay, Tommy, I'm sorry you're not seeing a blue chat thingy. We kind of talked about that. I'm going to work on it. So thanks, Venna, for messaging me and telling me your week went good. But I appreciate Venna, sharing maybe an obstacle that she faced this week and reaching out to our Power Jam group of ladies and, just getting other opinions. Sometimes an obstacle just needs a creative way to overcome that obstacle. And sometimes we need another person to give us their opinion to find an answer to that problem. So that's what our group's for. And I really want you all to utilize that group and really try to help each other and, work out those things. Today, we're going to talk about connecting with people, because that's what we do in network marketing, is connect with people. We're also going to talk about organizing your calendar, which is super duper important, something that I am not always the best at, but I'm working on it. Next, we're going to talk about working with different personality styles and what your personality style is. I'm sorry about the PowerPoint. I know it's small on your screen. I don't know why I can't get it to work great. I'm just, I guess, not very good at this whole thing. But anyways, back to what we're going over this week. And we're also going to work on focusing on other people. So last week we talked about us and what we can achieve and how we can make it happen. Being a strong leader or being a strong consultant is all about being focused on others. That's what we have to be focused on with Jamberry. If you wake up in the morning and you're focusing on the ick parts of yourself instead of the good parts of yourself, you're not going to be successful. By 9 a.m., have you thought ick I didn't do the dishes last night. My hair's a mess. I still haven't lost those 5 pounds. I feel like all of us probably do that. I know I do that to myself a lot. And if I wake up and from the first thing in the morning, I have a negative thought about myself, about my business, about, my kids are already driving me crazy, I'm setting myself up for a bad day. I'm not empowering myself like I work so hard to empower others every day. Don't forget to empower yourself. Claim your greatness and use Power Dam as an opportunity to be empowered by other wins and claim your own wins as victories. We have to remember to see our own wins. I think sometimes we're so focused on others that sometimes we do forget about ourselves. A great mantra to wake up every morning with is, how can I serve other people? How can I be more focused on them rather than me? Okay. So that was that. Our next slide we're going to talk about is failing forward. And we have a quote here, so I'll read it for you. People who fail forward are able to see errors or negative experiences as a regular part of life, learn from them, and move on. Sorry, I'm all kinds of tongue-tied. So we started out with 24 people attending our Power Jam and, working through our Power Jam. And now we've dropped down. I think we lost 6 people. So we're at 18. And, one of them is you. If you're watching this call tonight, that means that you're one of those 18. So congratulations. You made it through homework and through, digging deep and doing some soul searching and really evaluating and assessing your business. And I'm proud of you. We're looking for participation with this. I'm not looking for perfection. None of us are perfect, and I don't expect you or your business to be perfect. What I want you to do is show up and make a good effort. So hooray for you for making it and making it back here tonight. So yay, congrats. Again, toot your own horn a little bit there. There are those 6 that didn't make it back here, and that's really okay. I want you all to focus on encouraging those people who maybe didn't make it back, and encourage them that next time we do Power Jam to try again. We won't always succeed. Sometimes we fail. People who fail forward, again, are able to see those errors or negative experiences as a regular part of life, learn from them, and move on. So that's our quote again, and I think it's a really great quote, and I think that you all should print it out or type it up or write it out. Put it somewhere where you're going to see it. So that way you can remember when you are faced with these situations where you're failing, that you're not failing, you're failing forward because you are still working towards those goals. If you never, made that decision or that action that prompted you to fail, then you wouldn't be moving in a forward direction. So you are doing awesome. Remember that. All right. The next thing we're going to talk about is partying. All right. So let's talk about how you all party. And I know Venna posted earlier, and some people were asking her about, the different formats that she parties in. And I think that Venna has switched over from groups to events. And so I have some suggestions here for you, Venna, maybe some things to think about for you to help you out with that. So a lot of us do online parties, but whether you're doing online, one-to-one connections, home parties, they're all wonderful. People want a reason to come together and party. People love to party. And, with Jamberry, you're part of a company that really likes to party. So no matter how you do it, as long as you're partying, you're going to be successful. But remember the 70-30 concept. I'm not sure if you all have ever heard about this, but we may love to excel in one kind of party. Like, I know that I really like online parties, but I also have a love for in-home parties because they are normally so successful. But diversifying your communication will mean that you're not going to get stuck in a rut, and you're going to be ready no matter what future trends are. So if you're able to do in-home parties and online parties and Instagram parties and Pinterest parties and Facebook parties, then you're more diversified and you're going to be ready for whatever the next trend is. So some people are really struggling, some hostesses right now, even hostesses that I have, with the online party instead of an in-home party, because for years and years and years with different direct sales companies, people have always done in-home parties. That's what people are used to, and they're not necessarily used to how an online party works. So that's why we really have to focus on hostess coaching. But that trend could change. It could change from online parties to, work parties. I've done parties for people at their place of work after work, and they've been super successful. So just put yourself out there and be willing to try these different types of parties. 70% of your communication should come from one type of communication, for example, online parties. And then 30% of your communication should come from another, like in-home parties, fundraisers, events, whatever the case may be. Focusing on a new way to communicate may be challenging for you. It's challenging for me just because I'm getting outside of my comfort zone. And there may be, a growing process with this, but I promise you it will be worth it. I know Chris, I was talking to her earlier today about the in-home party that she did today. And she was saying that she was really determined to sell a True Shine kit. And I told her that if she went into it determined she was going to do it, she was going to have a successful party, and she did. She booked a party out of it. She had great sales from it, and she has a person who is interested in becoming a consultant. So, she broke out of her online party comfort zone and went into this in-home party, and she was determined to be successful, and she was, and so can all of you. I want you to also think about your customer care calls as part of the 70-30 too. Don't get stuck in the Facebook message or the email rut, because we have so many forms of communication these days that I know I don't check my Instagram every day. I don't check my voicemail every day, but I do check my Facebook every day, and I do check my email every day. So someone who calls me might not necessarily get a hold of me the first time. Well, they're definitely not right now because my phone is kind of broke. I dropped it in the tub this week, so that wasn't a high point of my week. But anyways, we're moving forward from that. So I know that if somebody calls me, they're probably not going to get a hold of me as well as if they Facebook message me. And it's so funny because a lot of the ladies that I go to church with, they love Jamberry, and they're pretty much addicted. And I was out to dinner with one of the families a couple weeks ago, and before they met up with us at the restaurant, they were trying to get a hold of us, and they kept calling my cell phone, and I wasn't answering. And it was because it was in the diaper bag and everything, and I wasn't paying attention. But it was so funny because when she got there, she was like, I should have known not to call you and just to message you, that you would have gotten back to me faster. So it's so funny that people are going to pick up on those things from you. So don't fall into that rut like I do, where people realize, oh, if I message her, she'll get a hold of me. No, make sure that you're picking up your phone. There's a power in the voice and connecting with people over the phone and when you speak with them. So dial someone, leave them a message, get out of your comfort zone. I know that, people have I don't want to call it a fear of talking on the phone, but I know that in this day and age, we're more reliant on other forms of communication. So your message can really be more powerful if you pick up the phone and call some people. So that's one of your challenges this week. I really want you to break out of that comfort zone. And I know it sounds super scary, but if you want great success, you have to be willing to take great risks and get out of your comfort zone and conquer those great fears, or, whatever the case may be for you. So really think about that this week, calling some people. All right. So take a look at your parties, and I want you to ask yourself, what types of parties do I have? I know there's girls here on our team that really awesome at online parties. I know Heidi can throw a mean online party, and I know that she trains her girls to do the same. But then I think about people in Chris's downline, like Christine, who all she does is in-home parties, and she's super successful too. I mean, she normally has over 500-600 PRV a month, which is incredibly awesome, just from online or from in-home parties, excuse me. And then, there's other people in our group. I know Leslie's done a few events. I know Darcy's done a lot of events, and they've been really successful for them too. So think about these parties. Think about what type of parties that you have. And your parties need to be fast, fun, engaging. They need to promote future bookings. They need to create connections, and you need to have the right tools. So with going back to fast, when I think about in-home parties that I do, I don't want to stand up there and talk for too long. So I use the bag system, which if you're interested in learning about how I do in-home parties, I have a YouTube video on it, and I'd be happy to share the link in our Power Jam group, which actually I will do because I want you all to get outside of the box and book some in-home parties. So I'm going to share that. If I don't do it, somebody get on me and let me know. I have like 800 things going on during the day, and I try to do everything at once, and it doesn't always work. So forgive me for that. The next thing in thinking about fast parties, this is something that I personally could change in my own parties. I tend to run, 9-10 day parties because I feel like it gives everybody enough time to hit a payday so that everybody has a chance to order. That way I'm getting as many orders in as I can. But sometimes if you draw parties out, you kind of lose a little bit of excitement because people are like, oh my gosh, we're still partying, it's day 9. Whereas if you did a fast and furious 30-minute party, or, I don't know if you guys have been added to any parties where people, they'll lead up to the party like 5 or 7 days in advance and do like one post a day. And then the night of party night, they get together and they do like a selling spree and a booking blitz all in one night, like in an hour or two. And some people even do 30-minute parties. And I've come across scripts for all of these. So if you're interested, again, just let me know and I can get that for you. But that is a really fast way to engage customers. Yes, you might not be able to get all of the information about Jamberry out in 30 minutes, but you have the opportunity to make those connections, and that's where follow-up comes in, and messaging those people and really following up and talking to them and, being able to go back and say, hey, did you get a sample, or can I explain this to you, or here's a YouTube video, different things like that. So it might be an option for you. Or if it's if it's a hostess's second party, that would really be a great option because her friends are familiar with the product and you would be able to do a 30-minute party. Next, they of course need to be fun. So if you're not following a script, I really encourage you to follow a script or write your own script, but you want it to be fun. There's different ways to make your posts more engaging and more fun. And it needs to have pictures. You need to be funny. Don't focus on sales all the time. Not every post has to be about sales or has to be informative on Jamberry. Insert some fun in there too, because that's why people party. They're fun. The next lends in with the first one, be engaging. You need to really be personable in your parties. I don't think I finished my thought on fast. I went into the YouTube video I had. But what I was going to say is I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time selling the product to people as much as I want to get the fun started and make it fast and fun. So that was finishing my thought on that. Sorry. Engaging, you all know that your party should be engaging. Number 4, they should promote future bookings. You should be having so much fun that everybody wants to party because they don't want the fun to stop. And that's what I really encourage in my booking blitzes that I do at the end of bingo games that I know a lot of you all have started doing too. And it really is going to lend to more bookings. Creating connections. You should be personable. People should be able to come to you or message you and talk to you. So don't be a Debbie Downer. Don't have any fun or excitement in your parties, and you're not going to be creating those connections. And also, if you're not following up, you're not going to be creating those connections either. A really great statistic is that a lot of sales occur between the 5th and the 12th time that you connect with somebody or that you contact them. That's a lot, y'all. 12 times to connect with somebody before they're ready to make a purchase. So really think about that in your follow-up. If you don't have a good follow-up system, there's a lot of ways to do it. I've tried a lot of them, and I've found one that works for me now, and it's using a calendar and actually physically writing on the day in my calendar what I need to do, who I need to contact that day, and it's really worked for me. I've tried the follow-up system with using an Excel spreadsheet. I've tried just a plain notebook, and none of it's worked as well as the calendar. If I see it on that physical day instead of just a date written beside it, I'm more likely to do it because I look at my agenda, calendar, whatever you want to call it, every day. So that's what works for me, but find what works for you. Tools. What do they look like? And this really goes back to what you're building in the party as far as, which products you're pushing and the tools that you're using for an in-home party. That's what I'm trying to convey here. So you really need to think about, what tools you're using and that you're presenting to people. And I guess I just can't finish my thought on that. I'm sorry. And I didn't put down any notes for myself there. So anyways, moving on. Everything happens in a party. Sales, planting a recruiting seed, hosting a party. A guest should walk away and think, this is fun, this is easy. I want to do this. I can make money. I can recruit people. The entire process should be engaging and fun for them to lead to those previous conclusions that they can do this, they can make money, they can recruit people, da 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 da. So that's parties for this week. I really want you to, again, think about your parties. Think about how you're having parties, the tools that you're using. Are they fun? Are they fast? Are they engaging? All these things that we just went over. And if they're not, what do you need to change to get there? So some homework for this week to be thinking about. All right, moving on. Connecting with people, which is a huge part. So think about, how do we connect with people? Oh, sorry. I was reading. I'm trying to keep up with my messages in case y'all message me and, have something to read or, whatnot. But Kira, I asked what wraps y'all are wearing, and she's wearing her Cure for Cast wraps. So I think that's really nice what you did for that little girl, Kira. You're awesome. And, you're really inspirational to all of us as Jamberry consultants and all that you did. And you really connected well. This really plays well into connecting. You connected well with not only this family, but your community, and you showed what Jamberry is about to your community. So I'm super proud of you, not only for what you did personally, but also what you did for your business. So high five to you. Toot, toot, toot your horn. All right. So how do we connect with people? Even if you're an expert at connecting, it's something you'll want to keep working on, because that's really what this business is about. You want to be able to meet people, have them be your customers, and be part of your circle of influence. And that's what it's really about, adding your customers on Facebook and, learning about their lives and what their kids' names are and what their kids are into, and that they're married or that they have a dog or, whatever the case may be, and some way to connect with someone. Connecting is about attracting and not attacking people. If you feel good about yourself, it's a natural way to start a conversation. So, how do you feel about the way you look? If you feel great about the way you look, it shows. If you aren't feeling great, change it. A really great tip that I read is, if you haven't gotten a compliment on your hair in 3 months, you need to change it. Whether that's a drastic change or, a simple change, that's up to you. But think about that also in, your makeup, your clothes, your shoes. Think about that in your appearance in general. If you haven't gotten a compliment in 3 months, maybe it's time to change something. And not because there's anything wrong with the way you look now, but just to make yourself more engaging. Make sure you focus on your nails also. This is a great way to showcase the product and feel good about you. Y'all, if you are not wearing your jams, there is no way that you can sell them. We are so lucky in that, and with being a consultant for Jamberry, it's not like being a Tupperware consultant. And, you're like, oh, I sell Tupperware. Come into my house and look at my pantry and see my Tupperware, No. When somebody says, what do you do? And you say, I sell Jamberry, you can be like, this is Jamberry. And of course, I'm talking with my hands here and you can't see me now. I'm pointing at my fingers. But you can say, this is Jamberry. They're vinyl nail wraps. They stay on your nails for 2 weeks, on your toes for 6 to 12 weeks. And they go on, you can put them on with your hair dryer, and you can give a whole spiel about how awesome Jamberry is. But they're looking at it and you're saying, oh yeah, I've had these on for 12 days. And they're like, oh my gosh, they still look awesome. So if you're not wearing your jams, there's no way you're going to be able to sell the product, because when someone asks and says, what do you do? And you say, I sell Jamberry, and they ask what they are. And then they look at your hands that you're shamefully trying to tuck in your pockets because you don't have any wraps on, you're not going to sell the product. So really think about that. So again, these are different ways that we connect with people: customer care calls, life relationships, being out and about, parties, hostess coaching. Anytime you're having a conversation with someone, you are connecting with them in some form or fashion, whether that's negative or positive. So really think about the way that you are conducting yourself in public and you're wearing the Jamberry brand. So if you're wearing a Jamberry t-shirt and you're cussing somebody out, or you have a Jamberry decal on your car and you're not a very good driver and you're cutting people off, think about, you are displaying our brand at all times, and think about how that is going to affect your business and Jamberry as a whole. Just something to think about here, y'all. I told you, with Power Jam, we're really going to dig deep and we're really going to get in. And this is for the elite of the elite, and you all are my elite. And So I know that you all are going to take this to heart, but not take it the wrong way. So just throwing that out there. All right. We are in the people business selling incredible products. And this is really a phenomenal way to think about our business, because really we are in the people business. It's all about making connections. It's all about networking and then selling. So, and again, remember, 5 to 12 times you have to connect with someone before they're ready to make a purchase from you. Did we make a connection? How can you attract people and not attack them? More importantly, how do you teach, girls on your team to attract people and not attack them? Think about the tools that you use to sell, like your Jamberry bag, if you have a Jamberry bag, or sales tools or catalogs. You have the current catalogs. Be aware of your presentation. Be aware that, your nails aren't done and you go to talk to somebody about Jamberry. Or be aware that you pull a catalog out of your purse and it's all bent up. People are going to associate their first initial, I can't think of the word, contact with Jamberry with how you are presenting it to them. So be aware of your presentation. You represent Jamberry as a brand. Your image is so important. You don't have to be in a business suit. It's not what I'm saying here, but you need to feel confident when you talk to people. Is your manicure something that's worth talking about? Is it clean? Does it reflect who you are and what your business is? Dress one step up at a gathering so people are pulled into you. And this is so important. If you're out in your sweats talking about Jamberry, again, you're reflecting that brand and you're reflecting our brand to people. So how do you dress one step up? Think about your image as a professional person, because we are professionals. We're women who own our own business and we are professionals. I really tell myself that a lot because, people ask all the time, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I sell Jamberry. I'm a Jamberry consultant. And people don't always take direct sales seriously. So, and that can wear on you after time if people are always doubting you in your business. So I tell myself a lot, I'm a professional person. And if I dress like that, then, my outward appearance is going to better reflect my inward attitude towards my business in general. So if I were to say image is not important in direct sales, it would diminish the importance of what we do. If you're at a baseball field, instead of wearing your pajamas, throw on clothing that makes you feel empowered. If you dress one step up from where the group is, it naturally engages people in conversation, and it naturally is going to draw them to you as well. So coordinate your manicure with your activities. This is super important. If you're going to a baseball field, think about wearing curveball. If you're going to a wedding, maybe think about wearing some wedding style wraps in case there's anyone else there getting married, just an idea. Basketball games, NFL games. If you're going to a collegiate game, maybe think about wearing one of our premium wraps with the logo on it. Just all really simple things that you can change that are going to affect your business. So I think I'm on the wrong slide here. I am. Sorry about that. All right. Are you focused on others? Another important question here. When you go out every day, it's not about you getting a name and a number back when you're, handing out a business card or a sample. It's about passing out a catalog or a sample. It's about you giving to that other person. It's about you being focused on them, knowing that the day someone meets you could be the best day of their life, especially if they decide to join Jamberry and it changes their life. So seriously, it could be the best day of their life. I know that I'm coming up on my Jam-iversary here, and it seriously was one of the best days of my life besides, my wedding and my kids being born. It's up there. When you go out, you're there to fulfill a need of what people desire. You are giving them an option to be part of this company as a consumer, a host, or a consultant. When you feel good about yourself, you have a great outfit, a great manicure, you feel good, you feel confident, and you can be focused on others because you're not going to be focused on yourself and how you feel. Super, super duper aha moment, right? Because I know that sometimes if I'm out and about and I'm just wearing yoga pants, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm wearing my yoga pants and my running shoes, and I'm thinking about how I don't look appropriate or how I, didn't spend that extra 10 minutes on myself. And then when I see somebody with her nails done and I think, oh, I should give her a sample, I should introduce her to Jamboree, and I don't do it because of my appearance, that's what we're getting to the root of here. So if you are dressed to impress, if you are not focused on yourself, it allows you to be more focused on others. When you're others focused, think of what people see when they look at you. Each of us represents this company. Are you acting in a way you feel proud of? And again, just some examples here. What happens, if you have that Jamboree logo on your car and you're a bad driver, or what happens if you're in a bad mood at a restaurant and then you leave your business card? People are going to remember that. People remember more how you treat them and how they feel than they're going to remember anything else. Can you identify with this happening to you maybe? Just to give y'all a second to think about that. All right, next slide. So this picture really represents like some women chatting in the aisle of a grocery store. About what? That's not important, but what is important here is that they are connecting. You're a salesperson and your customers are all around you if you get off your phone and take a chance to connect. Once you have the great manicure, the great handbag, the great haircut, and you feel confident, then you're ready to connect with others. And this is so poignant because I know that when I go out, sometimes I'm more focused on my kids and like keeping my sanity than I am looking around me and taking a second and seeing potential customers and hostesses and potential recruits even. So if we're able to, break away and maybe get our husbands to watch the kids while we go out, or if we have older children who are able to help out more with the siblings so we can take that time to step away and take a look around to connect with somebody, it's really going to help your business. And the way that we connect with people is also important. So this is the DISC or DISC assessment. It's a great way to think about different personalities and how to connect with each of them. As we go through them, if you take an assessment later, sorry, I'm trying to read my notes here and it's just not going so well tonight, you'll see that you're a combination of styles. You will also see one style come to the top and be dominant. So I'll go through these and I will personally tell you what I am, and then I'll tell you where you can go to take this test too. So if you haven't done it before. So these are personalities. There's a dominant personality. These are people who get results. They're direct. They're competitive. They tend to be leaders. They see the big picture more than the small stepping stones. And they're goal-driven and result-driven also. All right, so that's D. I is influence. These are people who are enthusiastic. They're friendly. They're optimistic. These are people who love to party. And they want people to feel loved. So let's move on to S, which is for steadiness, which is down here in the blue. Those are people who are sincere. They're patient. They're modest. They're family oriented. They're slow to make changes sometimes. And then finally we have C, and these are compliance people. These are people who are accurate, cautious, contemplative. They tend to be like an accountant. They're detail oriented and they like statistics. So I am, let me pull up my results here. Let me see if I can do a screen share. Oop, can you all see me? Hi. All right, I'm gonna pull up my results. Maybe if I can do this, hold on. Yay, Leslie said the whole conference she just attended was on disc, so that's super, how funny is that? All right, let me do a screen share. Goodness. Okay, let's try this. Can y'all see my results where it says disc on the screen there? Okay, I don't know what that's doing. I'm just going to tell you. My results were D, and let me get our PowerPoint back up so you have that to look at. Okay, Okay, so you should be able to see my slideshow again. Mine are D and S, so let me see if I can read it off the page for you. Let me tell you a little bit about me. I am, dominant. I'm a blend of dominant and supportive. So my dominant strengths are a little bit stronger. No surprise there, right? So I'm industrious, I'm practical, I'm driven, and I'm helpful. And I'm very task-oriented. So that's me. And when I took this test, I was really, I was not surprised at the results I got. So the website, I'll post this in our group page too. I know Leslie probably knows what she is, and I wish that we could chat so she could tell us more about her. My children are having a breakdown out there. But the website is discpersonalitytesting.com. It's a free test, and you just take, I think it's like 12 questions, so it's really not bad. You're not going to be there for an hour, I promise. So you go and take yours. I'm going to post that website again so you have that to look at. But I really want to know what y'all are and how you feel about the results that you got. So yeah, go do that. By understanding this and the different personality types, we can better know who we are and how to relate, how to recruit, and how to coach each other personality by tailoring what we say to what they need, which is not one of my strong suits. I tend to, especially in doing Power Jam, I'm learning that, some of you are auditory learners like I am, some of you are visual learners, and some of you are more hands-on. So I'm learning that I need to post these pictures for you to see on your own and be able to take them in and read them more and different things like that. Leslie is an S and a C, so she's supportive, and I don't know what the other, the second C is there for, but she's supportive, and that does not surprise me one bit, Leslie. That's awesome. But anyways, I'm learning how these different personality types, I have to cater to them even in my own team. So this is really going to help y'all too, and I'm super excited to find out what y'all are. So do y'all have any questions? If you do, post them to the team page, and we will work together as a team, and I'd be happy to answer them and work with y'all. So let's move on to homework, your favorite thing, right? Okay, so first we have our mandatory homework, and then again we have our homework menu. So mandatory, listening to your daily vitamin. And y'all, I do get an email every day with the different phone numbers that called in, so I know who's calling and I know who's not. This week I didn't, I wasn't too stringent on who called and who didn't in making the decision who made it to week 2. But this week it is going to be, there was going to be more emphasis placed on that because I do think it's important. I do think that you're going to learn a lot from my daily vitamins. So please come and listen to them. And I promise to be better about having them in on time. I really forget, and I'm really sorry. My day just seems to go by so fast these days. Anyways, I want you also to share on Facebook your one party change. Told you earlier when we were talking about it that it was going to be important to think about your change. So I want you to post about your one party change. You can do this all in one post too. Excuse me. Secondly, evaluate your party tools, catalogs, different things, different, it's different for different type of parties that you're using. So again, for in-home parties, it could be your catalogs, the games that you're playing, your physical application tools. For an online party, this may be the script that you're using, the pictures that you're using. I couldn't get this into my head earlier when we were talking about it, so I'm sorry, but I'm glad I'm getting it now. Pictures, different videos you're sharing, if you're making videos that you're sharing in your parties. So all things to think about here. I want you to think about one way that you can change how you connect with people. So for me, that may be, picking up my phone more and making those customer calls and actually doing it. I say I'm going to do it a lot, but I don't actually do it. So that's something I need to work on, and it's something that I will be working on with you all this week also. So think about your one connection change, and I want you to share that on Facebook on our group page also. Review your voicemail, phone recordings, as well as your email signatures, and I want you all to think about changing those and post on our Facebook page how you changed those, what you changed them to, and why you did it. Next, sorry. Assess what personality style. I have to like play with something while I'm talking, so I keep dropping my chapstick. Assess what personality style is your strongest in the. I have a toddler breaking in the DISC personality assessment. Again, I'm gonna post that link for you, and then next to our homework menu. So you have to complete 4 of these tasks that are listed below, and you can do multiple activities for each if you need to. Again, Power Hour, and that's 60 minutes of outreach communications for parties, bookings, interviews, networking opportunities. I want you to hold and close 1 party in the next 7 days, hold or close, either one. I want you to book 2 new parties for December. Again, in December, you want to front load your month, so try to get those in the first 15 days of the month so that you can take off and spend time with your family over the holidays. I want you to sponsor 1 new recruit in the next 7 days. You can do it. Don't be intimidated by that number. Trust me. I had a girl just join our team, and she joined about 3 days after I sent her a sample. So totally possible, totally doable. And then lastly, make 20 commercial calls. Commercial calls are going to be calling and sharing the opportunity with somebody. So that's all I have for tonight. If y'all have any questions, again, please post them to the group. I will get to them. I will be posting your homework, and I will be posting the recap from this. So if anybody needs to listen to it again, I'm also going to be sharing some YouTube videos with you throughout the week. So take it all in. Please do not feel that you have to submit your homework to me tonight or Monday night. That is not the point of this homework. The point of this is for you all to work on it throughout the week and then submit it to me later in the week. So I just want you to think about, if I'm asking you to do a power hour and sponsor a new recruit and hold a party and really evaluate how you're running your business and you're submitting it to me on Sunday night, just think about that. Think about how that looks. All right, y'all. I want to see you all back for week 3. So let me say bye to you better. So bye. I want to see you all back. Again, I'm so happy that you're here. I'm happy that you made it back, and I'm proud of you. Have a good week, everybody. Bye.